night or whatever time it is for you. It's almost 3 p.m. on a Monday afternoon here. And I have been doing so much stuff today, I probably overdid it yet again. That's why I look like this. I haven't had time to get all glammed up. I did put on some Mary Kay Lavender lip gloss. So, yeah. But we'll see who can hop on. And, if you are watching the replay, I thank you so much for it. There's some important stuff to talk about here in what I've coined the phrase monkey world. Okay. There's a lot that's going on and a lot that is making my head spin. I am so freaking steamed at one channel and the owner of that channel in particular. I just can't freaking believe what's going on. And the words that want to fly out of my mouth right now, y'all would be shocked at, but maybe not. But anyway, let me send this out to a few people. Okay. And Denise, hey, honey, I'm so glad that you were able to make it. Girl, we'll give it a minute and see who else can show up. But my head is spinning. I am steamed. And excuse the language. Excuse me. But I'm mad as hell. There ain't no other way to put it. I am mad as hell. What in the world happened on the Keo video today? What was that? I mean, Sam was acting like Keo just drudged up the whole backyard and dumped it in the house. A few muddy, tiny footprints does not mean mud all over the house. She's just a little girl. She's just a little one, okay? And that would be like me. Okay, now look, I was drinking tea earlier, my cold tea, okay? That would be like me laying this in the floor and going onto the patio area, okay? And saying, oh, girls, don't knock it down. And if they did, getting all mad at them and going off on them. First of all, there's a thing called a mop. Okay, yeah, it's crazy, yeah. I don't like him at all right now. I have utter disgust. Utter disgust. But there's a thing called a mop. Okay? You hear about it yet, Denise? It's called a mop. And you know the thing that you could do with it? It's crazy. Hey, hello. You can, get messes up with a mop. But apparently Than thinks it takes all day to do that, Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's changed since he was pushed in that hole. We know what happened with Buna. Okay? We know. And let me tell you, it makes me sick. It makes me sick to no end. Because Buna already has a rough life. He had a rough start to the world. And yet, he was pushed in that hole. That further damaged him. I mean, I just don't know. I have a few theories what happened with that in the channel. And I'm going to wait just a couple of minutes more to see if some of the others can join. Because I've heard from 4 different people the same thing. 2 of the 4 I kind of know here and there. And 2 I totally trust. Now, if this is true, and I'm having people look into it to see if it is true. Oh, my sister's trying to call me. She's always trying to call me when I'm live. But if it is true, it would explain everything that's going on and the change in the direction of the channel. And guess what? If it is true, it won't stay hidden for much longer. Because honestly, when I say what I've heard, now I'm not going to name names of who all told me, because I don't want, I don't want them to get bombarded with messages and respect their privacy. But if one person was to tell me, I'd say, oh, maybe. 2, I would say, yeah, it might be, but I don't know. When it gets up to 4 different people telling me the same thing, You know what I mean? Seriously. So it would make sense. It would make perfect sense, if you will. And I was just disgusted today. I canceled my membership for the Keo channel. Now, I can't continue to financially support a channel like that, where the little ones are being mistreated in such a manner. I'm not having my money go toward that, you know, at all. At all. It's not right what is going on that channel. We have voiced our opinions all over the place. People have commented all over the place. Yes, I did. I did. I most certainly did. In good conscience, I cannot support a channel financially that's doing that to Keo. No wonder she's having stomach troubles. Gee, I wonder why. Is it because she's constantly on edge? Because she's constantly being blamed for stuff that's set up for her to fail? I can't take that. I cannot. Hey, everybody, welcome, welcome. Yes, it is stress. Yeah. Hey, everybody, welcome, welcome. It's stress on Keo. That's why she's having stomach issues. And that's why Buna is retreating further into himself, if you noticed. People comment in the chat that he's not looking good, that he's not looking healthy. Um, hey, honey. Yeah, I'm having a good day. I hope you are too. I've been doing a lot of housework today too. So, y'all, I've almost completely cleaned out my fridge. I made homemade almond milk. I made, a fresh batch of tea. Um, Everybody, welcome, welcome. Well, this is Keo and Buna channel that I'm talking about. But, or Keo specifically. But, okay, I don't know if anybody's going to be able to show up. The others that watch with us, Denise. So, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. Denise, are you sitting down? If you thought you were stinged before, if you thought you were upset before by things, get ready, because you're going to go into orbit. You're going to be this mad. Okay, now from 4 separate people. Again, I'm not naming names. I don't want them to get bombarded with messages. But more than one person has told me that Fan is not the owner of that channel. Now, from what I heard, now, again, I don't have proof of this yet. I'm working on it. But guess who is the owner of the channel? Should I say new owner? What other little monkey has not been seen in forever? Who's his dad? Denise, can you answer that for me? Could I be talking about BB's dad? Quan? Girl, again, 4 different people have told me that. Now, if he took ownership of that channel recently, that explains everything that's going on. Everything that's going on. Think about it. Because wasn't there many unnecessary scenarios with BB toward the end? He was stressed, right? Look what's going on now. Yeah, you did. So you're not shocked, right? You're not shocked. Look, again, the words that's wanting to come out of my mouth, y'all. Yeah, BB was very stressed toward the end. Everybody that I've asked about that. Because, again, I didn't watch him as much as the rest of y'all. And Steffi, Glow, if y'all watching the replay, let me know, too, okay? So, if this is true, it explains everything. There's been a total shift in the channel. There's been unnecessary drama, stupid scenarios. For what? For what? And I know more than one person that also canceled their subscription. If he keeps going in this direction, it's going to run the channel into the ground. He is destroying that channel. He is destroying it. So if little Mr. Kwan is indeed the owner of that channel, it explains a lot. It explains a lot. It explains a heck of a lot. Because, I mean, my gosh. But I never thought that Fan would do that to Keo. I never thought he would treat her like that. He's hardly ever at home, also. Hardly ever there. Hardly ever. So I got people also looking into, is there also a new cameraman? That's another thing that popped up in my mind that I asked people to look into. But if Quan is indeed the new owner, can you imagine how much more crazier it's going to get? I'm just sitting here like doing this because I'm like, my gosh. And we know Quan has the money. He's got money. Now, I'm not going to say he's a billionaire. I don't know his bank statement. But if you remember, right, Kudus. I freaking love Kudus. Kudus family. And is his brother Booma? The other little baby monkey. He's so cute with his big ears. And the baby and the little girl, the one night Kudus was the little girl had to go take a bath, and Kudus was coloring in the book trying to help the little girl, and he messed it up. And boom, okay. And the dad came home, and Kudus showed him the coloring book. So the dad went to go get another coloring book, exact same one. You seen that? And he colored in, and the little girl was pleased because she had no idea, because Kudus didn't want to hurt her feelings, because Kudus felt bad because he felt like he messed up. But the dad, and what about the one where Kudus and his brother, yeah, and Kudus and his brother accidentally ran over that lady's bananas at the market, and a friend of the family called the dad. Now, did he come down that market and yell at Kudus and boom? No. He paid the lady for the bananas and said that he would feed it to the cows. And he didn't yell at his boys. He didn't yell at them. He was understanding. He was kind. He was thoughtful. He settled the debt with the owner of the fruit, and they went on their way. That is that is good parenting. That's good parenting. That's what it should be. That's what it should be. And also when Kudus, yeah. And when Kudus, remember, was working next door, and he made all that money, and his dad asked him, where'd you get this money? And his dad told him, you do not have to work. You don't have to work that hard. And, I think Kudus put it in his piggy bank, I think. But his dad is so kind and understanding. The mother is kind and understanding. That's good parenting. Not to set up to fail. And not to yell at your kids like that. I love them. I love them, And I'm getting caught up on the videos because I'm quite a bit behind. I'm a newbie, so to speak, on that channel. But, hey, everybody. How are you? But, yeah, I can't either, Denise. That's why I canceled my membership today. That's why I canceled my membership. I can't financially support that. No. I cannot. It's disgusting. And it's, oh, you are too. Okay. But I think He's going to be 4 in his next birthday, I think. I think he's 3 now. And if I'm not mistaken, he's going to be 4 on his next birthday. But he is so sweet, and Kudus has the biggest heart. His parents are true people. The original people, as we call them. Okay, almost 4. Yeah, that's what I thought. But they're original people. They're kind, they're hardworking. They're a real family, and they love so much. Than needs to take a page out of their book. So let's say Than was going through, yes, he is so wonderful. But let's say Than is going through hard times. Again, I don't know his bank statement. And had to sell the channel to Quan. Big mistake. Big, huge mistake. If that's what happened, he made a big mistake. Okay. Because that channel has changed a lot, and not for the better. Not for the better. And I am not going to be in every premiere in the chat. I will be watching from the outside, okay, here and there, to make sure that the trolls don't overtake like Lala until I get unmodded. Now, if that happens, that's out of my hands, you know. Well, the thing of it is that there's a lot of internet sleuths, okay, and they know how to look stuff up. And believe me, there are some really talented, smart people out there that can find out anything about you at the drop of a hat almost. And yes, it is scary if you think about it, but it's totally true. It is totally true. They can find out anything via the internet. You know, the internet is a blessing and a curse. I met fine people like yourself on the internet. I'm able to work from home, okay? I could buy things that's brought to me. Like a few things. Let me show you some of my new items. Case in point. I needed a shoulder. Hey, Andrea, hon. Let me show the few things I bought. And Andrea, I'll kind of repeat what I went over already. Andrea, I know you're steamed too. I know you're steamed by what's going on with Keo and Buna, you know. I'm slowly getting it, yes. I'm slowly getting that. So, but anyway, one of the things I got today from the TikTok shop is this kind of like, some people used to call this a fanny pack, I guess. You could still call it that. But look how much room is in this sucker. That is just one compartment, and there's another compartment here, and there's a shoulder strap. I paid with tax and shipping, I think $17 for this. And I mean, it's perfect for me. It's absolutely perfect. So, yeah, I think it's going to serve my purpose well. Then, my hairdresser wanted a bottle of perfume. Now, it has been sold out, and it's going to come on the 27th, okay? It's the Confidently You perfume. Thank you. I love the color, too. It's a perfect Easter color. But this perfume is so popular. Now, it's limited edition. So when it comes back, I might get a few bottles if I can. Look at the bottle. Look at that bottle. Isn't that cute? And it's a spring fragrance. It's very, very nice. But I'm going to get a free haircut with this. Okay, because my hairdresser said, hey, just give me the bottle of perfume. And the haircut and shampoo and the tip. Oh, yours too. Okay. So yeah, you know, I love that perfume myself. Yeah, it's called Confidently You, and it sells out. So it's going to be available, I think, Thursday. So, right, honey. Than is totally flipping out. Yeah, it's a little mud. He acted like she brought in a freaking tsunami. I mean, there's a thing called a mop, okay? It would be like me laying this glass of tea in the middle of the floor and tell the girls, "Hey, don't knock it over. I'm going to go outside now for a little bit." What do you think would happen? Hmm? What do you think would happen? They would knock it over. Whose fault would that be? It would be moi. It would be my fault. But anyway, Andrea, I don't think you've ever watched BB before. Okay. BB at one time was on YouTube, I think about twice a day. He had over 1 million subscribers. Okay. Very, very popular. And then I want to say, Denise, has it been close to a year or a year? Disappeared. Disappeared. Okay. No explanation was given at first. And people were crushed. Denise here watched him. Some people watched him from the very beginning. Okay. But taking a deep dive, a lot of people think there had been more than one BB used in that channel, that they were switched out here and there. 3 times a day. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I knew it was at least 2 at one point, but 3 times. Wow. But his owner, he doesn't deserve to be called dad, in my opinion. 1 year in April, so we're coming up on that. But anyway, Quan is his name, okay? And he's some sort of business person that has properties. Now, I'm not going to say he's a billionaire because I don't have proof of that, okay? But the man has money. The man has money, as they say. So anyway, I've heard from 4 separate people that Quan bought the Keo channel recently. That would explain why there was a shift in the channel, because it went from being fun, cute, sweet, innocent to, yeah, Quan was wonderful with BB for a long time. Oh yeah. But then the Keo channel changed. Just like that. Now, if it is true, okay, this is all allegedly so far, but if it is true, that would explain so much going on that channel, because toward the end, Quan's storylines for BB had him stressed. I mean, all these stupid scenarios, and just the direction it was going, BB was stressed. He was stressed. Anybody who watched him from the beginning to the last time knows that he was stressed. And how Keo and Buna are being treated is sickening. Like I said, I canceled my membership today. I mean, you know, oh, I understand, hon. I understand. I mean, but, you know, it's just, I mean, to see Keo being mistreated in that manner, she's just a little girl. Buna is he's a baby. What, he's about 3 months old or so? I mean, yeah. And you know, Denise, because you watched him from the beginning, that the BB channel took a strange detour. It was not the same as it was in the beginning. Now, if you watched Lala, she's another little monkey that BB was with for a while, okay? They met when Lala was very, very ill at a vet clinic. She was very, very ill. Very, very tiny. Very, very little. It was. And when BB and Lala were together, that was special. They had a bond. And then they were separated. Okay? Now, the person taking care of Lala now is named Lon. Now, in a recent video, it's where she was recalling about BB. Remember, Denise, and she was looking through the photos of BB on her phone? She looked torn. She was visibly upset, visibly shaken. Um, right. Right, honey. I understand that. I understand that. I didn't think she was going to live either, but BB developed a bond with her. And, but, okay, getting back to the video where Lon is recalling about BB. Now, Denise, I could be wrong. Maybe I read it the wrong way, okay, which is possible. But she looked torn. She looked shook up. She was visibly upset, and I could tell she wanted to say more, but couldn't. I think, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. But I think that she was told what to say, how to say it, and don't say a thing more. I think she was told exactly what to say. She was torn. She was tormented, you know? She was coached. That's what I'm looking for. She was coached on what to say. And I felt so horrible for her. Andrea, hun, if you want me to send you that video later, I will. And that way you could see for yourself. This poor girl, this poor young lady was tormented. She looked really distressed, like she wanted to say more, but she couldn't. She is not in a position where she can really. I think Quan is the puppet master behind everything. I think he's a puppet master, you know? And if he is new owner of the Keo channel, my gosh, what else are they going to put those two through, you know? But yeah, we all voice our opinion in the comments, which aren't read. We voice our opinions during the premiere. And you don't see Than around, do you? I mean, he just disappeared from the... Okay, hon. I will. I will. But you don't see Than in the chats anymore since Buna was pushed down that hole, and we know he was pushed. We know he was pushed. I mean, it's just plain as day, as Daddy used to say, plain as day. He was pushed. He's already traumatized. And dear God, what goes on in that home when we aren't watching? Okay, honey. Okay, love you, girl. Love you. Thank you so much for hopping on. But what else is going on in that home? Yeah, he was pushed. And you know what? For the people making comments about that, I'm not deducting them from the channel. No. How can I defend that? I can't defend that, and I won't. You know, if he wants to on me, fine. Fine. You know? But yeah, I can't defend that. I can't defend that. Because he was pushed. He was pushed. You could tell. And I haven't encountered one person that said, oh no, he wasn't pushed. I mean, Than must think we're real stupid. You know, he must think that we're just dumb. No, we're not. We're not dumb. We're not stupid. Yeah. And that's why he's not around the chat. I think he got into some big trouble. And if Quan is a new owner, no doubt by Quan too, because Quan probably told him, yeah, I told you to do this, but not that. You can almost hear the conversation, right? Like, I didn't tell you to do that. Why'd you do that? I mean, come on. But we're not stupid. We're not stupid. I mean, I'm not claiming to be the smartest person in the world. I'm not. You know, heaven knows I'm not. But I have common sense. I don't have the highest IQ, but I have common sense. I'd rather have the common sense. Thank you very much. You know, I would much rather have common sense. But, so that's where we're at in Monkey World. Now, tomorrow, if it's another scenario of if Keo getting in trouble and people are talking about it. I'm not going to shut anybody up in that chat over it. Why would I? They're speaking the truth, you know? Why would I say, oh, no, no, we can't talk about that? No, talk about it. Because obviously, Than isn't there to stop anybody, so I'm not going to stop him. Why would I when they're just speaking the truth? No. I'm not going to clean up for him either. No. Mm-mm. Now, when people were coming in there and commenting about stuff that made no sense in for the channel, of course I did. But when there's something going on that is wrong, that is immoral, I'm not going to shut people up from talking about it because it's true. You know, I'm not going to get between that. Mm-mm. So, you know, again, he has been MIA in the chats for a little while now. And I think another reason is he knows what people are going to say. I'd say it to him. I don't care. You know, please. No, it's not right what they're being treated. No, they're being treated horribly. They deserve better. They deserve better. I couldn't live with myself. If I had the money and the power, I would go get it myself. I would say, okay, give me an amount. And he would give me an amount. Bar none. You know it and I know it. He would give me a number. I'd say, name your price. I want both of them. Or just show up with a suitcase full of money and say, here you go. Now sign over the rights to me. And I would do that with a couple of bodyguards by my side too. I wouldn't go there alone. But I guarantee you, if somebody was to offer him a briefcase full of money, which one do you think he would take? Cash money. Cash money. You know? He is. I love Kudus. I mean, in fact, you know, here in a bit, I'm going to start dinner. And while I'm watching dinner, I believe I watch some of Kudus, you know, because he... And I'm going to get Mama to watching him too, honey. Next time I see Mama, I'm going to get her set up on YouTube to watch Kudus. I think because she's been depressed lately. Y'all, please pray for Mama. You know, like I said, she lost her bestie. She lost her best friend recently. And the other one is in hospice. So please pray for her. But I think Kudus could help cheer her up, you know? I think he could help. Because one of my friends suggested that. She goes, Kimmy, you ought to get your mama to watching Kudus. I said, why didn't I think of that myself? So I plan to see her Friday. Okay. So when I go there, I'm going to, you know, set her up on YouTube and have her watch him. I think, you know, I love Kudus. He is so much fun. He's sweet, kind. I mean, hold on, where's my remote? I can't find my remote. So I'm going to watch some Kudus in a minute, you know, while I'm preparing din din. So tonight for dinner is crusted tilapia fish. And I'm going to have some little tiny potatoes. I call them baby potatoes. And some mixed veggie and a dinner roll, you know. Yeah, Fan is no longer in the chat. He's not there. I mean, he's just, you know, he's MIA. Oh, wait. Cutest monkey. Let's see here. Now, here's, Andrew, would you like me to send you one of Kudus's videos to your Facebook Messenger? Because I will. That's no trouble at all. Because, yeah, I love Kudus. And his little brother is so cute. And the baby, she is so cute. And the little girl in the family. The mother and the father are so sweet, so kind, so understanding. They're an example. They're an example, you know. And I just love them to bits, as they say, Um, okay, hold on here. Um, okay, now in this video, he thinks somebody stole his little car because he doesn't see in the usual spot. Um, and they have a lovely home. Denise, or they're farmers, correct? I think they're farmers. And, but there he is. And he has a little monkey brother too that's just adorable. Um, yeah, okay. Yeah, this is Kudus the detective. Yes. But Tam turned his mistake around, and for sure. And Tam, I mean, has totally did a 180 and is doing good now. That's the daddy right there. Um, so he's working out in the field, and there's a little monkey brother. Isn't he cute? I love his big ears. I love the big ears. Um, so I'm only going to play a minute or two of this, and but it's just boom. Thank you. I'll learn that name sooner or later, Denise. I hope I'm probably not saying it correctly. So, but yeah, you can see Kudus is clearly worried because he thinks somebody stole his car, and it's actually like a truck, I think. So he's setting off to find it, you know. Um, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to write it down too, hon. you know, I too am gonna have to write it down. Um, but he is so smart, y'all. I mean, he is really, really a smart little boy. And yeah, the truck with the wagon on the back. Yeah. So Boom is in the field with her daddy, and but yeah, yeah. Right, Denise. I forgot to tell you that because Andrea here told Fan that she sent a package to Kiwanbuna and never even heard back from him. Not an acknowledgement, no nothing. Nothing. Oh yeah, the goat. But yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just like, what? I mean, if somebody was going to send me something, I would be grateful for one thing, and I would acknowledge their doggone message. You know? I mean, my gosh. That's like when I send out a Mary Kay order to somebody. First of all, if they have an email, they get an email sent from from the company I use to ship off stuff. You have your tracking, and then I check on it too. Okay. And I usually give people a heads up like, hey, your package is coming today. Um, yeah, it is beyond rude not to acknowledge that. But I check on people's packages all the time when I ship stuff out. Um, Yeah. I need to catch up on Lily. I'm so behind on the Lily videos. I'm so behind. I've been so busy though. I mean, and I ship off stuff from my home. I don't have a computer anymore, but I have this. Now, this is a thermal laser printer. And this is what I used to print out people's, you know, shipping labels with. And there you go. I paid $40 for this from Amazon because I didn't have the money to get a computer again. And I used my phone basically anyway. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't have money to get a computer. So I'm like, well, hey, there you go. And I figured it out how to use it. So, so I ship from home. You know, I ship from home because it's easier for me that way. I mean, yeah, there's a post office nearby, but again, with me not driving and, for the large part going on Lyft or Uber, it's cheaper to, excuse my nose itching, it's cheaper to ship from home, you know? So yeah, you go to the post office, you're going to be paying some bucks, So I ship from home. And it makes it easier for me for sure. And I love it, and I'm very grateful to be able to work from home. I'm so grateful. I mean, but yeah, the last thing I would do, yeah, Lulu's going to have a video come up soon too. But the last thing I would do is just tell somebody, oh, yeah, I shipped off your package. That's it. No. What kind of business person would I think I'd be a pretty bad one. And I'm not to brag, but I actually care. Yes, very handy for me, but I actually care because they're not just my customers, they're family. Because they're allowing me to be able to work from home. It gives me the money also to go see mama. It allows me to get extra food for her and snacks that's not provided to her from the home. They provide the basic 3 meals a day and, some snacks here and there. But no, I buy, and my aunts send her stuff too through Amazon. But yeah, it allows me to do stuff like that for her, and to get her, the stuff that she likes. Yeah. That was hard to watch seeing Lulu mourn over him. I mean, but they had a special love and bond. And it was an accident, but people calling him, they said, "Oh, you murdered him." No, he did not. That made me sting, y'all, when people are being stupid and saying those things. I mean, if they get another little puppy for Lulu sometime, okay, yes, they should keep the gate locked. And yes, like, and Andrea, was it you that suggested a camera, or was it Denise? A camera for the gate area. Yes, absolutely. But it was an accident, and he did not deserve those hateful comments he got from people. When I read back on some of them, I said, oh, no. You know. Oh, yummy. Hey, leftovers, that works. But I'm going to go to, honey, and start it on my dinner. But thank y'all so much for watching and tuning in. For everybody watching the replay, there you go. And whenever I get the proof, I will post it. I will post it. Happily. Happily. Because we're sick and tired of the way things are going. Keo and Buna do not deserve that treatment. They're innocent. They're defenseless. Yeah, enclose the area for a puppy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just have it an enclosed area and, you know. But yeah, we're sick and tired of seeing Keo and Buna mistreated. And that's why I canceled my membership today, because I'm not going to financially support that. No. It's hey, everybody, welcome. But anyway, y'all, have a blessed rest of the day or night. And I love and appreciate y'all so much. And I'll see you in the next one. So see you tomorrow in the premieres and the chats. Yeah, a safe place. There you go. And y'all take care, and God bless you. And I'll see you on the next one, honey. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, we got Lady waking up from her nap. So it's going to be interesting for me. Thank you, hon. Thank you. I love y'all so, so much. And I'll see you in the next one, honey. Bye bye. Honey.